What is going on, everybody? What a Raw that we just witnessed going off the air on Netflix. Roman and Jay have been destroyed. The ladies were featured heavily tonight. Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn get into it in a backstage interview. So much other stuff to talk about. Let's get after it. This is the Raw Rundown.
Rundown.
What's going on, everybody? John Anthony, Chairshot Sports, a Sport Quinn affiliate, as always, powered by Zoa Energy, man. I cannot believe what we just saw going off the air on Monday Night Raw over on Netflix, man. Damn. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, manhandled, obliterated, had their lunch handed to him, owned. You find the explicit, you find the expletive, you find the adjective, you find it. It's there. What we just witnessed at the end of this episode was amazing. But before we get there, let us talk about the rest of the episode. Thank you so much for joining me. As you can notice, it's just myself, if you haven't noticed these past couple weeks. Big Mike and everyone else kind of has their own thing going on. Everyone kind of fell to the wayside. So I guess, it's just me, Oos, day one-ish. Isaiah, what's going on, man? Yeah, what a show. What a go-home. So we'll talk about this a little bit. It was kind of a weird vibe to me for a little bit. There was a little something off. I don't know if it was the crowd, maybe the pace of the show getting to where we needed to be. I don't know, but we'll talk about that as we go. For anyone that's watching so far, feel free. Obviously, if there's anything you can do, you can go ahead and shoot us a like. And also, too, while you're here, throw a comment up here, man. Fully interactive. We're just going to run down the card, talk about, obviously, everything that happened tonight, talk about SummerSlam, night 1 and night 2. And if there's anything you want to say, anything you want to bring up and talk about, share with the class, please do not be shy. Throw it up in here. We will talk about it. We'll bring it up on the screen. And we'll get people talking. So let's jump into it, guys. I apologize if I sound a little nasally, if I'm coughing, if I keep sniffling. I'm coming down with this weird summer cold from the air conditioner to the heat, but like vice versa. So I apologize ahead of time. So obviously, it's saying what WWE did this past Friday night with Hulk Hogan. They did a 10-bell salute for Hulk Hogan, and also an amazing video package, as only WWE can do, man. Great video package showcasing the life and times from a child all the way into what he did in WWF, WWE, WCW, and everything in between. Hollywood, you name it. The Hulkster got into it. I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole. If you didn't catch it, myself and Vinny from Suds and Squared Circle, we did a tribute video that evening from last week, and I also touched on it from in the SmackDown Shakedown and also on Talking Teeny as well with Aaron from Aaron Loves Wrestling. So I want my views and stuff on that as far as Hulk Hogan. Go check those episodes out. But yeah, we are 4 days, 5 sleeps away from the biggest SummerSlam I can think ever. I have the privilege and honor of going week 3. Night 2. This is my third one. That's where the 3 came from. This is my third one I get to go to for as far as SummerSlam. So very, very excited. It's going to be awesome. I'm pumped for it. It's going to be great. So we get the video package. We get the 10-bell salute. Hogan, RIP, rest in power. So I guess we start moving on from that. A lot of Real American Beer commercials, though. And I think it might have been more so than usual, but they were definitely there. And then we get into, obviously, we kick this off. Jey Uso. I am all messed up on cold meds, so I apologize. Jey Uso comes down, does his thing, gets in the ring, and great promo. But then Heyman comes out, and I don't really understand. Heyman's kind of sound like me talking here with these faux pas from being all medicated. Paul Heyman comes out and talks about respecting Jey and talking about former members of the bloodline and family, and then goes into this big soliloquy and big thing about Santa Claus, and if your mom lied to you about Santa Claus, and Rikishi wanting him to be a bigger icon than he was, and being lied to, and Rome. I think the end game was to get to say that Roman lied to him, and obviously pulling him back into the bloodline, into the family, for them to have their match at SummerSlam. I think all of that was said to kind of encompass Roman lying, quote unquote, to bring him back in for their match against the Bronze at SummerSlam. I think that's where we went with that. Heyman's talking about if you're Jewish, their camp, they know better, this, that, and there was a weird way to get there. It was really weird. Jay gets the stick back, talks about loving his family. The bloodline still, runs through his veins, all this and the other, man. Jay, I don't understand how Jay. Nessa, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining us. An amazing watch along. If you have not watched it, with the Humble Roses podcast, great stuff. Definitely shoot them a follow, give them a subscribe, and check them out when they do their watch alongs for Raw. And it's just like Jay. I don't understand why it seems like he's so blown up after doing these promos. Man, the guy can go in the ring for so long. He does the yeets, and it's like he's having trouble keeping up with his breath and cutting these promos. But yeah, it's wild. Nessa, I'm very excited. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the show. Announcement coming on X. Big SummerSlam prediction show tomorrow night. Lots of great guests coming on. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. Very, very excited about it. More to come on that in a little bit toward the end of the show. We pretty much end it where Jay's asking where his family is regarding Heyman. The whole thing, like I said, at the end of the day, is kind of talking about as far as Roman calling back to Jay, getting the bloodline reformed, Solo being the one who was chosen and not Jay. And it was weird. It was a weird promo from Paul. Very not often that Paul Heyman misses, but it's just really weird. I feel like we're a little all over the place with the Santa, the Rikishi stuff, and everything in between. But there was that. So obviously that's preluding into Jay and to Bronson Reed having their main event match. Obviously, what we're going to talk about was a phenomenal ending to Raw on Netflix with those two having their match in the main event. Then we have a six-man intergender tag match. We have the Kabuki Warriors and AJ taking on Dominic and Rox and Raquel from the Judgment Day. Great match. Great match. Obviously, Dom very much picking his spots and doing what he can do to help Rox when she is in distress, helping her out, making sure she stays safe. Love how they're planning this. Love how they're planting the seeds about a lot of stuff with Dom and Rox. People you might talk to, they might tell you they're sick of Dom kind of always risen. These new girls that come into Judgment Day and the new girls that come up to WWE, but not for nothing, it's working. And we'll talk a little bit about that when we get to the Judgment Day promo as well, back in the clubhouse. Great match. The AJ launching Kairi Sane over the ropes with Asuka holding that rope down over onto the Judgment Day was phenomenal. No pun intended, because it was AJ. Phenomenal. Awesome work, man. They looked great in the ring. Everyone looked really, really good. Raquel and Rox have been building a rapport week after week after week. And I think a lot of people were asking, and I brought it up too, I think last week, as far as they're having a lot of matches. They're defending a lot of titles. What's going on? Why are they going to lose a SummerSlam? I want to talk about that tomorrow to give my predictions. But obviously, if it's SummerSlam, it is going to be night one. It is going to be a great match, looked upon and very, very highly criticized, obviously looked at and looking for it to deliver with these four women. And obviously them being in the ring more so as they have been week after week after week. They're looking so much better together. So excited to see that match. So I'm going to be at night two. Very, very excited. But the night one card slaps. Awesome stuff, man. I have the luck of having all the gimmick matches on night two. So very excited for that. But a great lineup on night two, just as much as one. So very excited. It's going to be cool. But AJ, the Kabuki Warriors, they get that. AJ puts that phenomenal form on a Dom. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, they have their match night two for the Intercontinental Championship over at SummerSlam. That is going to be a great match as well. Very, very excited for that. And Sheamus is in the back doing an interview as far as him and Rusev, kind of what happened, him getting that win, how it feels as far as what's next for him. And here comes Grayson Waller rolling up with the New Day. And it's weird because it's almost like the New Day. The New Day is like, we're not with this guy, but yet you're rolling in tow with this guy. They roll up to Sheamus, and pretty much Grayson's calling a shot. He's like, listen, man, I'm here now. I got rid of Austin Theory, man. I got rid of A-Town broken down. I'm good now. It's just me, baby. And listen, I got the New Day backing me up. And these guys are like, say what? I don't know about all that. Now, who? Camera zooms in real close on Sheamus and on Grayson. And Sheamus pretty much, oh, you want to fight? That's music to my ears. I love it. I'll see you on the ring tonight. And he does the banger after banger after banger, looking behind Grayson's shoulders. The camera pulls out. New Day is gone. They didn't want that smoke. They're gone. They got plenty of other stuff to deal with. So they're out of there. It's just Grayson and Sheamus taking each other on one-on-one. We go into that match. Grayson Waller, man. Shout out to Waller, man. Looking like $1 million. Obviously doing this thing in the gym. If you ever watch his workout regimen, does a great one with Sheamus. on YouTube with the Celtic Warrior, pretty much the workout series, man. Damn. Waller looks amazing when he came out to that ring tonight, man. I was like, oh my God, like he's cut. Definitely cut up, looks great. One would think we might be heading into maybe a single, something going on with Grayson Waller now, obviously with no Austin Theory. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be cool to see. But shout out to Grayson Waller, man. Looking awesome, looking great. This match, again, was great. I loved it. Grayson is awesome at what he does. Seeing him in a singles run, seeing him in a singles position, especially against someone like Sheamus, who's going to sell for you, make you look good in the ring. Grayson was awesome. But obviously, as we get toward the end, Rusev tries to interfere. Almost gets Grayson's almost able to get the schoolboy, the 1-2. Sheamus kicks out of that, is able to hit that bro kick, gets the 1-2-3, but not for long. Sheamus is getting a long time to enjoy that because he gets smacked in the back with his shillelagh. The accolade gets locked in, and that's how we go away. The refs come down. They're going to pull Rusev off of Sheamus. Sheamus has since said on X, he's like, let's run it back. Let's have Sheamus Rusev 3. That's probably going to be this Monday. After that, I'm telling you, I know WWE doesn't do it anymore. They have 2 3-hour-long pre-shows on Saturday and on Sunday going into SummerSlam, man. It would be awesome to see that be a pre-show match, but we probably won't get that. But definitely you're looking at probably the Monday after SummerSlam. Whatever the fallout is from Gunther, CM Punk, Dominic, and AJ, you're definitely going to get yourself a Sheamus and a Rusev 3 match. So that's going to be great to see as well. So that was cool. That was good to kind of play into that storyline. I really hope this is going to be a best of 7 kind of thing, and then they end up teaming like the Bar, like him and Cesaro did, Claudio. And we go back, obviously. And for those that didn't catch, man, good friend of the show, Mona. Shout out to Mona with her awesome seats, front row, right on the ramp, all up in there when Grayson's doing his thing after dropping the DDT onto the apron, man. They pan out. There's Mona. So shout out to you, Mona. I know she's feeling better. Had some medical stuff going on. Got that taken care of. So good to see her out and about again. She was just recently at the Detroit Tigers game. Good to see her back in Raw doing what she does best, which is reporting on wrestling. So awesome stuff, Mona. Can't wait to see her this Sunday over at SummerSlam. And then, we go in the back. Naomi is doing her promo as far as the questions that she's being asked, having to defend that belt in a triple threat match again on night 2 against Rhea. And also against Io Sky, with these 2 girls knowing that she's coming. Naomi takes offense to that. Obviously, he's like, what are you talking about? What are you coming with that garbage for? I'm ready for this. I'm not the only person bringing the rampage and bringing the ruckus. Not just Rhea, not just Io. It's going to be me. I'm not passive-aggressive. I'm aggressive. Proceed with caution, man. There's 5 matches. Probably going to be 6. I'm hoping they add that tag match out tonight too, but man, this women's match is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be such a great match. I'm very excited to see it. All 3 of these women, triple threat. Interesting who's going to eat the pin, who's going to come out your winner. Again, tuning in tomorrow of myself and a big line of guests of our panel who we're going to talk about. It's night 1 and 2 of SummerSlam, but it's going to be great. I'm very excited for it. And we're just going to stay backstage. I said this the other day. I was talking with Mike about it on the SmackDown Shakedown. I like how we're doing promos very nicely. They're quickly. They're to the point. We do what we got to do. Boom, we move to the next one, or we go to the match in the ring. Obviously, now they're cutting some entrances out. With the commercial breaks and Netflix, they're using that opportunity to do more little promo work in the back. So we go from Naomi. Obviously, we go over to We go to Bronson Reed talking with Paul Heyman. Paul's giving a little bit of a pep talk to Bronson Reed. Insert Braun Breaker, who is my man looking like a young king out here, acting like the new leader of whatever group this is with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and the Bees. And Braun Breaker lights a fire under Reed's ass. And Reed is ready to just knock the hell out of anybody that he sees in that ring when he goes down there for the main event. And then obviously he walks away. Braun looks over at Paul Heyman. He's like, I got a plan. And Paul's like, what do you mean you got a plan? What is that? Obviously, I think that's taking a card out of Seth's stack where you're like, oh, I got a plan too. Like, check out what I can do as being a leader. I'll get it done as well. To take a real quick sidestep with that storyline. I've been thinking about it. I was watching, obviously. I think the plan B, if Seth if this is all a work. Again, we know he's actually injured. He had to have some kind of stuff done, whether it was knee or not, whether that was, tied into it. Saturday night main event with LA Knight. By the way, if anyone sees LA Knight, I know he's on a milk carton somewhere. Please have that man report back to Adam Pearce on Monday Night Raw, because damn, being silent for the past like 2-3 weeks. Plan B is the Bees, Braun and Bronson. It makes perfect sense to Seth be like, that was the plan B. It's right in front of you. The plan B's been here the whole time. It's not another person. It's not anything like this. It's these guys. This is the plan. And again, we're going to talk more about that when we get into the main event. Lyra then comes down to the ring. We're just going to cutting promos. And obviously we know the go-home shows. Friday's going to have it too. I'm sure you're going to have John. You're going to have Cody as far as talking about what's going on night 2. So obviously the go-home shows, you got to have the promos. You got to build these things up, getting people excited, whether, I'm not saying it's all the casuals, but if you missed an episode, you didn't know what's going on, missed a here or there, something going on, you got to talk about it. They got to pump it up and get everyone on this up to speed and on the same page running into the weekend. But still did a great job with match and promo work and time. So Lyra gets down to the ring. Lyra, again, has been doing great work on the microphone. Missed a little bit on this one, but still did her thing. Obviously was like, everyone's saying, what am I going to do? Obviously, I can't contend for the title after this if I lose, but it's no DQ, and everyone's saying, I'm not ready for this. But Becky doesn't know what I'm capable of. And now it's no DQ, so I can do whatever I want. Becky hits the ring, obviously, kendo stick in hand. These folks get after it. And then obviously Lyra kind of stands tall, kicking her out of the ring. That match is going to be great. Again, all these matches, I could say the same thing. Awesome, phenomenal, great. All these matches are going to slap and be great. I can't see them coming out bad on television unless it's a whole bunch of mistakes, a whole bunch of missed calls, missed spots, things like that, or injuries, which God from knocking on wood, we don't have any of that. I can't see how any of these miss and nothing goes right. It has to. It's going to be an awesome show. Biggest SummerSlam ever. 2 nights. Cardi B hosting. It's going to be fire. We're in the ring. We transition back into the backstage. Sami Zayn is with Corey Graves. And Sami just kind of wants to talk about what's going on with this carrying stuff. He's just a little confused. He has no idea why he keeps following around. He's like, I can't get rid of this guy. He's always up in my business. He wants me to say some stuff for him. I don't know. And it's weird. I don't get it. I just want to be left alone and keep doing what I need to do to further myself and my own career before we can get any farther in any of that. Corey Graves is asked to leave and walk away by one carrying cross. Sits down, turns the chair around, and pretty much at the end of the day looks at Sami. He says, "Listen, man," he goes, I don't get it. Everyone else, I can show what their true colors are. They buy into this, but except you, and it's pissing me off, and I can't get this done. And all he wants is SummerSlam. Win, Karrion wins. Is he wants Sami to stop, look him dead in the eye, and tell him Cross told the truth. You're not better than me. You're not better than any of them. He takes the pipe and he gives it to Sami. Sami's comeback is probably the best out of the whole promo. Pretty much of like, what is wrong with you? What's your shtick, man? What is your deal? Maybe you walk around like a puppet master, like you think you know better than everybody else. Great. We're still feeding off of the shoot interview that Karrion gave with Sam Roberts like a month and a half ago. We're still coming into this. It's still working hard, doing its thing, man. Awesome stuff. I'm loving it. I'm digging it. Who wins at SummerSlam on night 1? Got to tune in tomorrow, but I have a really, really good concept of how that match is going to go down and why it goes down like that as well. So obviously Sami goes, listen, if you beat me, I'll say whatever you want me. I'll tell you whatever you want. Look you right in the face. I'll say whatever you want me to say. But if I beat you, and when I do guarantee I will beat you, I need you to admit that you were wrong. And he gives the pipe back to Karrion. Obviously Karrion gets the sneer on his face. Awesome stuff. I mean, the guy has a facial expression for everything. Great stuff to see. So then we get an amazing 8-minute. Now, this is the way that you book a all-star 8-person match. You have Naomi, you have Chelsea, you have the Herbis, right? And then you have Stephanie Vaquer, Nikki Bella, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. There's no money on the table. There's not a cash reward for winning this match. All 8 of these women are intertwined in storylines moving into SummerSlam. things that have happened previously in other weeks. Obviously, Nikki's not going to SummerSlam, but she has beef with Chelsea Green. So it's going to be cool, man. I knew the match was going to slap, and it did. It definitely delivered. Did not disappoint in the least. I mean, obviously, you got the Devil's Kiss on Chelsea from Stephanie Vaquer. Nikki Bella, I'm one of the probably biggest proponents of the Bellas, or deterrents, I should say, of the Bellas. I know Bree's training. She's on her way back as well. You're probably looking at that for something in Paris or Survivor Series over in San Diego. But great match. Great match. Chelsea looked great. The Hervis looked great. We got a new meme. Thank you, Piper Nevin. Looked great. Nikki and Io are doing the thing and with a double clothesline, and Piper's doing the thing. So that's a new meme. That was awesome. But at the end of the day, man, the SVB, man, Stephanie Vaquer gets that win for her team. Awesome match. All four women are standing tall. It was great to watch. It was great to see. Then we finally get to this Judgment Day Clubhouse backstage segment where we're really just leaning into what happened during the match with Dom, with Rox. I feel like they've gotten away from it a little bit. Michael Cole was not letting up on commentary in the least anytime you could talk about it. Actually, when the first Phenomenal Forum was going to hit from AJ, you saw Rock standing in front of Dom, like kind of blocking. Michael Cole hits it with, there's Romeo protecting, there's Juliet protecting her Romeo. And I'm like, man, foretelling into the promo, man, into the promo in the back. We go in the back, everything's going good. Obviously, JD's like, come on, let's not be so sad here. Come on, it's okay, it's one match. Listen, they told me when Dom was going to, when Damian left, when Rhea left, we were done. We were cooked. We were toast. And that was it, And they were like, what the hell? And he's like, we're stronger than ever. We don't need any of that. We're going to be perfectly fine. They walk out. Dom's like, you need any help? It's no, you just stay back here and chill and play video games. Rox then presents Dom with a Nintendo Switch 2 with, yes, already downloaded, 2K WWE. And then you just see the look. Raquel looks over. She's like, we know who else likes playing WWE 2K. Liv. He's like, hey, let's FaceTime. That's great. Let's talk to her. So, again, feeding into this Roxanne, Dom, I don't even think a romance is really the way to go with it, but obviously he's going to take a liking to her. I think more so it's going to be liking her a little more than Liv. This is obviously Roxanne playing into that. Roxanne trying to be more light, kind of forgetting about Liv, because look how successful this group has been, obviously by design. With Liv leaving, I talked about it the night that she got injured. I came on here. Best thing that could have happened for Liv Morgan. This group gets to take off. Everyone in the group they're eating fat. They got all these belts. They're dripping in gold. They look phenomenal. And then when Liv comes back, that mommy's going to be home. Mother's home, and Liv is going to clean house. You see her and Rox, her and Raquel are going to have a rift. Her and Dom, it's going to be awesome stuff as we roll into 2026 after the Royal Rumble. And then we go into the said World Tag Team title match. We have LWO, Wild and Del Toro taking on obviously Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Bobblehead JD. Again, awesome match, man. Wild does not know how to keep his feet on that ground, man. Looked amazing in the match. Was doing a bunch of spots. Great stuff. The coast to coast Del Toro. Wow. And JD sold it and ate it like a champ. But this match, unfortunately, could not have a good finish. As good as the match was. Grande Americano comes up here. He's interfering and trying to get an LWO. Dragon Lee comes down, pulls him off. These two, again, for a second straight week, are battling themselves into the back. Everyone goes away. Del Toro goes up to get a win, kind of do the splash off the top rope. And what did we get, guys and gals? What did we get? El Grande Americano 3.0. I think at this point we all kind of know who it is. If you haven't, mute me now or keep going through the video. I've been on X. I was locking it up too with pictures, but I didn't have to go too far. Pete Dunne apparently is the new Grande Americano sympathist because, again, long-term booking. Before you get mad about it, guys, before we get mad about it, let it cook. If you noticed, Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser had a thing going on a ways back. This is what this is doing. He's come back to help Ludwig as the Grande Americano character, as more of a sympathist. That's why there was like a weird just lucha mask. You gotta let him cook, guys. I know it sucks. We had to put with Butch for how long, and it was like just this watered down version of Pete Dunne. Everyone hated you. VKM, he was an a-hole for doing that to Dunn. But listen, we got Pete Dunne back. We got the bruiserweight, right? He's back in the middle of the ring. He was doing his thing. He's been away for a while. All right? He's back. And I think it's going to be the sympathist role, hanging out with El Grande. They have a tag match. Dare I say they might even put the tag belts on these two gents for the heat. The heat alone with these two guys walking around as Raw World Tag Team Champions. Amazing stuff. Happy to see it. I'm going to let it cook. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. Again, you got to, as soon as I knew it was Pete Dunne and I saw everything, I was like, oh, well, that's easy. All you got to do is go back to when they had their kind of like little thing where who's going to help who. And he's trying to teach Pete Dunne, like, I can help you. You need me. If you listen to me, I can get you where you got to go. So we'll see what happens with all of that. Obviously, with the push down from Grande 3.0, Finn's able to get to the top rope, hit the coup de grace, win the 1-2-3. Judgment Day retains, still your Raw World Tag Team Champions. Then we come to a great promo from Gunther and from CM Punk. Man, say what you want about Gunther. Obviously, he's had championship gold, 80% plus of his time in WWE when he's been on the roster, either NXT or in Raw. Done a great job. The promo was good, pretty much hanging his hat on shutting up CM Punk. You know, the great CM Punk. Everyone told me I couldn't do it, but I did it, and he shut up. He was speechless, without words. Didn't know what to say to me. As he starts to go on, talking about winning and being victorious at SummerSlam, the music hits. CM Punk very, very solemnly walks down. There's no clobbering time. There's no nothing. Very somber. He walks down to the ring, grabs a mic, looks at Gunther. He's like, no, man, that's speechless. I don't know. I was disappointed. Punk goes on to say pretty much seeing him as a champion, seeing Gunther as the world champion makes him that he doesn't want to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And from after that point, we got a great pipe bomb from CM Punk. At the end of the day, pretty much telling him, I will beat you. And hey, at least you got to say you were in the ring with the one, the only, the best in the world, CM Punk. The only line I was missing out of that whole promo was that your arms just aren't long enough to box with God. Great promo. Awesome stuff from CM Punk. As usual, going into a 2-night PLE, one of the biggest of the year. Huge match for him. Could he walk out as World Heavyweight Champion? Does Gunther retain? We're going to talk about tomorrow night. But again, the match is going to be awesome. Kind of pissed off that it's on a night one, but I kind of knew as soon as it was Cody Cena, I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely night two. Absolutely. That's how we're going to blow off the whole pay-per-view. So excited for that. Excited to see Gunther and CM Punk from the comfort of my own home before going to bed and having to get up and drive all the way out to MetLife. So very excited about it. And then here we go. We go to the main event. I don't want to rush through this. Don't want to go too fast. Like I said, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I kind of rushed a little bit to get to this point, but I want to take my time with this. First of all, the Jay Bronson Reed match was good. Bronson looked unstoppable, looked like the beast that he is. Jay obviously gets his offense, gets his kicks in, selling a great deal to Bronson Reed. We go a little farther down. Eventually, we kick off the DQ, and here we go down the road. Obviously, if you all looked up and you saw that Raw, it was 10:27 by the time the entrance started. You knew this was going to go late. You knew who was coming out toward the end, but you didn't know how it was going to end, man. This was wild stuff. Braun Breaker makes his way down, spears the hell out of Jey Uso. That kicks in the DQ from the ring. Here we go. We're off to the races. Pretty much, it's a beatdown on Jey. We're going to try to put him up for the tsunami. Roman Reigns' music hits. He heads down to the ring. Obviously, it's a melee. They're all going at each other. Excuse me for keeping looking down my notes because there's so much that went on. But yeah, the spawn, and then obviously we go to the outside. It looks like you think, okay, Jey and Roman, they clear the ring. He's doing the ooh ah. He's going nuts. Jay's gonna do his thing. They go to the run. Braun broke Roman Reigns in half with that spear on the outside by the announcer's table. God damn, what a spear, man! That is. I know there's been debate, and I see the polls on X, and you see the stuff. Who's got the best spear? It's Braun effing Breaker, without a doubt, hands down. No competition needed. If there's a Mount Rushmore of spears in another 10 to 15 years when Braun, after he's been here for a while, Braun is the first face on that thing. And that's not in defense to Goldberg. That's not in defense to Cope. Rhino, you name it, I get it. All have different, but that spear when hit right from Braun Breaker is disgusting. Disgusting what he does to people with that. And shout out to the sell from Roman, man. Folded like a lawn chair and just sold there, just holding his middle, man, selling it. Great job on his part as well. And obviously, Bronson Reed's able to knock Jay down with a clothesline, knocks him down. So now these two guys are beat up. Roman is dead to rights, so he's not doing anything. They're able to drag Jay back into the ring. No one's stopping it. No one's stopping Bronson Reed. They get Jay lined up. Boom. You get the first tsunami, baby. Everyone knows tsunamis destroy islands. And the island of relevancy is looking a little bleak right now after tonight. So Jay gets his call. Boop, you're out of here. Roman is now starting to get up, starting to stir a little bit over by the announce table. And Braun Breaker is in shock. He's in awe. He can't believe that this guy's getting up from the spear that he just took. Right on the outside. So Braun goes, okay, great. Gets up on the top, gets on the apron, stands up there, then jumps from the ring down to Roman over the announcer table. Both go cascading over the back onto the chairs. Obviously, the announcers are moving at this point. So now Roman is now incapacitated again. Jay's already taken his tsunami from Bronson. So these guys are cooked. They're not done yet. Bronson gets up on the top. He's on the announce table. He's giving up that primal roar that he gives out after hitting spears, after knocking dudes out. They put both gents up on the barricade over by the timekeeper, in that little square circle there by the announce table. They line both guys up. Braun then, first of all, I saw. Don't let me get away from that real quick. Braun, the promo Braun cut on Roman just had the vibes and was reeking of what Roman was doing 2 years ago when he gave the promo. See this cameraman? That's my cameraman. This ring is my ring. But I liked it because it was a callback, but it was also Braun mocking Roman and telling him, no, now this is now my yard. You see all this? Now this is mine, not yours anymore. They get Roman outside. They get Jay outside. They line him up on the announcer's table. The timekeeper, double spear from Braun Breaker, knocking these two gents out. Braun walks over. The decimation of Roman and of Jay tonight was wild to me. I did not know it was going to go this far, this crazy, this much. I thought there'd be a little more offense maybe played from the man. Boy, those boys, them boys look good. B squared, man, call them what you want. I call them B squared. People call them Braun, whatever you want to call them. You can call them boys, I'll tell you right now, man, because they are up on one. Bronson Reed then takes Roman's signature J's off. Is now clapping them and saying, "These are mine. These are mine, baby." And I'm like, man, we're taking shoes off of Roman Reigns. Damn, but have some respect. It's not boys' J's, man. Jeez. Everyone knows if you're a sneakerhead, man, you don't touch another man's shoes, especially J's, especially custom J's. Damn. Yeah, get a pound of flesh for that on night one at SummerSlam. I'll tell you that much. But they slide back in the ring. Braun Breaker. That's why I call him B squared, man, because I always mix them up and I'm getting confused. B squared jumps into the ring, obviously. Heyman behind them. They do the pose. They have the sneakers. Heyman has the briefcase. We go off the air with seeing Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, a pile of nothing on that barricade. And we have these two young guns who Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman very cleverly put together. And this is what I'm saying. This is why I feel that they are, quote unquote, plan B, with the names being Braun and Bronson. B squared, Braun, Bronze, call it whatever you want. But I think that's the plan B. It's been right in front of us the whole time. Yeah, why did he get on a jet? Why did he get on this and that? The jet was he had to go find out about the underlying injury and then sold it to LA Knight to work and then take the belt off of Punk if Punk wins on night one. Again, we're going to talk about a lot of that tomorrow night on the SummerSlam prediction show. I don't want to get into it right now. Obviously, this is a little quicker of a card to go through. A lot of promos, so not a lot of meat on the bone as far as things to dissect and take apart. But what I will say is awesome ending to tonight's Raw on Netflix. Great job making Roman seem vulnerable. after seeing him for almost 3.5 years of being the undisputed Universal Champion, and now seeing him with Jay, again, former members of the Bloodline, looking vulnerable, looking like they're able to be beaten. Everyone knows the rules. If you're the one if you're the one left standing in the middle of that ring at the end of a go home, you're not winning on that. On the PLE in that match. So we'll see what happens with those two gents. But Bronson and Braun looked amazing standing tall. With Paul Heyman in the back with that briefcase. The only thing missing, obviously, was Seth Rollins, but that, my friends, is definitely by design. The promos hit. Everything was great. Couple people there wasn't a 100% A+ kind of promo, but everything got the job done. I think they needed to talk about what they needed to talk about. Everyone's on the same page. The Sammy Carrion promo in the back was spot on. Sammy's great. Carrion's great. That match is going to be awesome on night one. A lot of cool stuff. Very excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Next Monday, I think we're going to have a lot more to talk about. Be here a little bit longer and talking about the fall off, what happens at SummerSlam. So speaking of SummerSlam, obviously the biggest party of the summer is back. Probably looking bigger than WrestleMania. If you really want me to be honest about it, it's looking better than WrestleMania. So night one, night two, we have a hodgepodge of matches everywhere. Obviously, night two is going to be main evented by Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Night one is looking to be Gunther and CM Punk. Could possibly be the tag match between the former Bloodline and obviously B Squared. We'll see what happens. But that's going to be cool. We're still waiting to find out where that TLC tag match over on SmackDown is going to land. Again, knock on wood, man. Night two that gets announced because that's going to be fire. But again, I keep referencing it, talking about it. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, baby. Myself, Nessa, and a whole bunch of other people. Be on the lookout on X for it. And on TikTok, I'm going to announce it as well, man. I got a who's who coming in. We're going to break down night one. We're going to break down night two. Talk about the matches, our predictions, making it all make sense, how we would book it, how we want it all to go down, especially the John Cena Cody Rhodes match. We're looking at a double turn. Does John retain? Does someone get involved on Cody or John's behalf? We don't know. We know Travis Scott's not. What's going on, Travis? So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you jumping in again. I'm sorry if it's a little short. I sound a little nasally, things like that. Just trying to get over this cold. So I've missed a lot of work. Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing, guys. Like it says down at the bottom of your screen. But for the 50+ people that have been in here right now, the one thing you do for me, if you want to, anything I talked about, want to put your 2 cents in, please leave a comment or do the thing. If you'd like to be heard tonight, hit that thumbs up button. It puts us in the algorithm for YouTube. It helps myself, obviously, every day of the week that I'm on here with you folks. Obviously, Mike and Tori, I'm kicking out at 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Big Mike and Spedrock over on Thursdays on the run-in. And Vinny over at Vinny Square Circle for anything soap opera, anything wrestling. You can catch him on Mondays as well. Right during when Raw starts over on Netflix, you can catch him here on all the channels. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Be on the lookout for our announcement as far as tomorrow night and all the guests that are coming on. Very excited about it. So next time you'll see me is obviously tomorrow night, talking SummerSlam, night 1, night 2. You can catch me on bodyslam.net with the Chairshot Sports Weekend Wrestling. Thursday, talking TNA. Friday, back with Big Mike on the SmackDown Shakedown. And obviously all weekend. Probably not Sunday doing a post show, seeing as I will be at MetLife Stadium. Definitely going out, meeting up with some great friends. They're going to be out there. So, hey, if you're watching this, you're going to be at SummerSlam night 2. And listen, shoot me a DM, hit me up on X, or here on YouTube. Leave a comment here. I'd love to meet with you guys. I love meeting wrestlers, but I love meeting fans and other people, other creators. Just a little bit more. We'll buy ourselves a beer. We'll talk some wrestling and enjoy everything that's happening at 1 and 2. So, with that being said, guys, I'm Johnny Anthony. I will talk to all of you guys tomorrow night on the SummerSlam Prediction Show.